Good morning. It is 4 a.m. Just woke up. Hair is not done. Shower's not taken. Shot on the phone. Just super authentic, super raw. So that's what I'm gonna do. Record everything I have going on today. Very first thing I do is I have like as many lights as I can turn on in my apartment. I just turn on every single light because it's 4 a.m. So as you can see, it's pitch black outside. So I gotta get as much light in my system as possible. So literally the number one goal with my routine when I wake up in the morning and just throughout the day is trying to reduce as many decisions as possible. So want to eliminate decision fatigue as much as possible from my day. So night before, I will put out my clothes, right? Just planning out what I wear in the morning, as you can see. No TV, no couch, I almost said bed, and then just the desk and some lights. That's really all you need. But I pretty much have the same clothes, or not same clothes, but I put out my outfit the day before, and then I have the same supplements every single morning: creatine, electrolytes, omega-3s, and vitamin D. That's pretty much all you need. I used to be super big in health, which I still am, but that's all you need: creatine, electrolytes, vitamin D, and omega-3. Keep it simple. So, especially if you are an entrepreneur watching this video, you know that decision fatigue is real, right? And so one of the things that I've been trying to do even more recently to remove as many decisions as possible is eating the same thing literally every single day. So I'll go through all that in this video, but it's one of the biggest things I've been doing because I've been finding myself literally wasting time thinking about what I want to eat, and it's such a waste of time when I should be thinking about other things, right? More important things than just what I want to eat for dinner. But with that being said, coming down here every single morning, and we'll see if someone's beat me to the treadmill, but I doubt it. Sometimes there's someone out here at literally 4 a.m., but not today. The biggest trap and the biggest energy suck that I've found is when I use my phone first thing in the morning. So on a normal day, when I'm not recording, I do not touch my phone until 8:15 a.m. That's my rule. Once I've completed my first work block of the day, because it's so easy to get sucked into, whatever text messages or whatever is going on online. So that's just a rule that I like to keep for myself. But another thing that I'm doing is 2 days ago, I deleted all social media from my phone. So no Instagram, no TikTok, like literally nothing, because I found I was using it more than I should have, right? Which obviously, being in the social media space, being in the marketing space, it's easy to use it as an excuse, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get inspiration, or I'm gonna see like what the trends are, or I'm gonna watch XYZ videos so I can get more ideas, right? There's always an excuse to use social media. So figured 2 weeks off of social media, and I'm already like 2 days in, I'm already noticing that my focus is drastically improved. I'm much more comfortable with being able to simply just not use my phone, but also just spending a lot more time like present in the moment without being glued to my screen 24/7. So it's nice. I've done a period of time a couple of years ago where I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think I didn't have social media at all for months. I don't really remember exactly, but I just know that definitely very, very, very good choice, right? Especially, you know, especially just because it's important to focus, right? And I know that my biggest distraction is definitely social media. So taking it down as much as I can. And one of the reasons I was at the university club a couple weeks ago, and I met this neurologist. I don't know what exactly she does, but she has some sort of product that helps with brain trauma. And I was talking to her. I told her like, hey, what are your top 3 tips for anyone, right? To improve their situation, like improve their focus, improve their mental well-being. And she said 3 things. And one of the things, of course, was scrolling on social media, right? And that was already a sign that I knew I needed to eliminate it or reduce it. But after having that conversation, I was like, okay, I need to at least take a break completely off of scrolling on social media. So that's what I'm doing. 2 weeks, no social media. And like I said, I've done this before, and I remember after I did it originally, I literally re-downloaded social media and I didn't even use it. I remember it's so easy to just subconsciously open the phone, open social media, see what's going on, watch videos, but we'll see what happens. For right now, feel great, no social media. So that's a wrap. 10 minutes, super simple on the treadmill. My entire goal is to just keep things very, very simple throughout my day, just so that I can allocate most of my time to work. But I also just want to make sure that, I have energy, right? So caffeine, of course, is one source of energy, but that's why I just like to move, get my body going as much as possible, and about to work for literally 4 hours straight before the clock hits 9 a.m. So it's my favorite part of the day is just waking up, pitch black outside, streets are pretty empty, everyone else is still asleep, and it just gives me the chance to focus, work, get this day started before anyone else does anything. So unfortunately, when I'm due work for the 4 hours in the morning, I put my phone in my room just so I don't have any sort of distractions. I'm not prone, or I'm not wanting to even go grab my phone or check it or anything at all. So that's what I do. And now it's 4:36. So see when I pick this up again. All right, so it is now 6:15, and this is probably, I don't know, I say this is probably my favorite part of my day, but I think I love every single part of my day. So that's pretty hard to say, but about to have the first coffee of the day. I got this espresso a couple months ago. Definitely worth it. Comes out perfect every single time. I'm telling you, it's the simple things. I do not drink. I do not do any sort of drugs. I just like to have my coffee made like that. That's it. So as I mentioned, it's now 6:20. Last hour and a half, I built out a YouTube video, recorded it. I'm about to post it and then get another 2 hours of work done. But yeah, that's pretty much what I worked on this entire time, was just that one YouTube video. So it's 8:30, just finishing up right now. I spent the last hour and a half, 2 hours, just number one, doing market research, creative research for one of our new clients. And then number two, had to make a whole bunch of changes to one of our other clients' campaigns. So we had to add in 3 new creatives, and AI is getting really crazy when it comes to creative generation, like for images or creating images using AI, it's wild. Just as an example, we had a picture of, it's a turf company, right? So we had a picture that we took of this client's yard, but we didn't get any before pictures. All I did, uploaded it into Gemini, got a before picture made of the exact same yard, and it looks the exact same, but instead of it being turf, it was the before, which was dead grass and mud everywhere. And then now we're using that in our before and after ads. And you really cannot tell the difference between the before and the after. Like, you cannot tell unless you're looking really, really close. If you're scrolling on Facebook, you can't tell. Here, I'll show you. It's wild. Look at that. You can't even tell. It's so hard to tell. This is the real one. That's AI. Crazy. Pretty crazy the last month or two what's going on with AI. Everything in the space is just changing so fast. And one thing I will say is that AI is good, like in situations like I just mentioned, when it comes to ads, but especially for home services, local business. Nothing is going to hit harder than a video of the owner talking in his local area, in his local market, putting a face behind the brand. I think that's going to be the biggest piece of leverage as AI continues to thrive and dominate and more people start using AI for their creatives. I think the biggest piece of leverage is going to be the people that film authentic videos like this or authentic ads and then use them for their campaigns, because that's what's going to really stand out. Because AI can only get, so personal. We're not at the point yet where you can completely replicate someone's face and personality. Maybe in a couple of years, but for now, the biggest piece, the biggest winning piece of the creatives or the campaign in general is still having that face-to-face owner authenticity speaking to the camera. So pretty good stuff. But now just gotta get ready, about to go work out. So I'll just have like a quick snack. Quick snack, banana, honey, salt, a little bit of milk for the protein. So one of my favorite things is my apartment. This is my apartment building right here. And then my gym is literally right there. So super convenient, to say the least. All right, just wrapped up, quick workout. I go in the gym for like 45 minutes exactly, and then I'll lift for about 30 minutes. And before that, I'll do a treadmill. So I'll do like 10-15 minutes on the treadmill, then I'll warm up, and then I'll just lift pretty quick. All right, so just having this meal right here. We got a nice chicken apple sausage, 6 eggs, and then some cheese. No carbs, just because I want to be focused for the work that is about to get done. So I'm gonna just kill this thing. And I like to have, like before I work all day, I like to just have only protein and fats, as you can see here, no carbs. Just keeps me super focused, super energized, and super satiated until it's time to have dinner. All right, so that last video was like 40 minutes ago. I sat down, just got a whole bunch of client work done. I just got looped in, but my entire day on the weekdays is simply just talking to people, right? So like from 10 to 4:30, it's all just meetings, client meetings, sales meetings, following up with leads, checking in. It's just talking to people all day, right? That's all it is from 10 to 5. That's all I do. So I have a whole bunch of leads I have to follow up with today. And then this afternoon, I have a couple of meetings, one with a client, one with a potentially new client. So pretty much just gonna be here on the phone, on the meetings all day. So let's go. So I don't even know when the last time I recorded was, but it's now 4:53. Booked a whole bunch of meetings for tomorrow, today. So couple new clients in the works, trying to iron them out, get them sorted so we can start getting them business. So super excited for that. I have like two tomorrow that should be ready to go. So we'll see how that goes. But just took a quick shower. Gotta head out. Gotta pick up my car. It's funny because you know what's funny is living right next to a hospital. You have that every single day, every single night. But you know what's funny is I got here a month and a half ago, and every single weekend, Saturday, Sunday, because I don't have meetings, I don't really have too many calls to make on those days, I've been going out exploring Pacific Beach, La Jolla, like everywhere, just because San Diego is amazing, it's beautiful. But this weekend, my car broke down, and I'm actually super glad it did, because all I did was sit home, plan, work, just like focus, and now I'm back into that zone of like, okay, San Diego's cool, but I really need to focus. I really need to zone in and put a lot of time in, especially on the weekend. So point being, always find the good in things, right? My car broke down. It's gonna cost a lot of money to fix, but it's all good, you know? Got a whole bunch of work done this weekend, and now I'm just more focused overall than I would be if my car didn't break down and I kept exploring this weekend. So this is what it is. Boom. New shop here. So just got to the new shop right here, picking up the car. I have my shop up in San Jose that I used to go to, but just found this new shop down here. They hooked me up, gave me a little discount, right? Everything's got to be a negotiation. No, they wanted to charge me like double for a part that I could have found online. So I was like, come on, you can't be doing that. So we got the starter fixed because it completely died. The thing with the starter is that it doesn't give you any warning. So I was literally at the gas station, car was working fine, tried to start it and didn't start. So got that fixed. Good to go now. So I'm definitely not supposed to be filming while driving, but this just happened, and the best time to record something that happens is in the moment. So our client's campaign, Artificial Turf Company, the last week or so has been really slow. And this morning, as I mentioned, I updated some stuff in their creatives, and today alone, since I did that update, we got 4 new leads, all qualified, spoke with all of them, and we're about to book them all in to get estimates. So probably close at least one, if not 2 or 3 of those leads. So really crazy what happens when you just change the creatives, right? You update the creatives, and so many people, they leave the same creatives running for months, years at a time. All you need to do, fresh creatives, boom, last week or so, tried out some other creatives, weren't really working, launched these today, boom, money. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days, but it's gonna be good, especially because we're going into the springtime. So we're looking at a lot of projects for them. Gotta get some gas. Look at that, $6, thanks to the war. One of my favorite things about my apartment is not that I have a parking garage, which is amazing because my car doesn't get 10 times as dirty as it used to when I was parking outside, but also the fact that like I literally have my own spot where no one can door ding me or hit me like these ones. It's pretty nice. I remember terrible parking outside at my old house. Car would just get so dirty. All right, just got home. Gonna have quick ground beef, quick pasta, quick little dinner, whipping up, and then we'll see how much more work we can get out of this beautiful day outside. It's literally 80 degrees here in San Diego, and it's middle of March. All right, look at that. This is a pound, over 1 pound of ground beef, a bunch of pasta, a bunch of meat sauce, spinach, Parmesan cheese. Does not get any better than that. So I'm just gonna crush that real quick, and then let's get some more work done. All right, so it's like an hour later. Yes, I have these crazy glasses on. Yes, they work. If you don't believe me, try them out for yourself. But I'm kind of just wrapping up for right now. I just talked to some family members, just finishing up some random tasks, some small things that I had to do. But typically I'm in bed by 8 p.m., which is pretty early, but it's what I got to do because I want to wake up at 4 a.m. What I used to realize was, or what I have realized is, after 7 p.m. and on, my brain pretty much subconsciously thought of that as just like wasted time, right? In the sense that like everyone else is wasting time, you know, everyone else is doing nothing really productive. People are watching TV. Like the whole world is kind of just quote unquote lazy at this time of day. So subconsciously, at least for me, it kind of like allows me to just not get as much done. So I know that if I move as much time as possible from my nighttime, like so from the time of 8 p.m. to let's say 10 p.m., like those 2 hours, if I move that from 4 to 6 a.m. in the morning, I know that the amount I'm going to get done is going to be exponentially higher. So that's just one of the biggest tricks, one of the biggest switches that I've made, is just cutting as much time out of my nights as possible and moving that to the morning. I wish I could wake up at like 3 a.m. I wish I could go to bed at 7, but that's pretty ridiculous. 8 is already early. 7 would be pretty ridiculous. So that's pretty much it. It's a Monday today, so I'm gonna get after it tomorrow, Tuesday, get even more done. Definitely gonna do a lot more of these just raw, authentic videos, because just got a new camera, so I know I'm about to start posting a whole bunch of other types of content, short form, whatnot. But I think the biggest thing, I mentioned this early in the video, but I think that what's gonna start becoming more and more popular as AI grows more and more is just gonna be authentic content, raw authentic content. I think people are gonna value this type of content much more than super edited, heavily modified content, right? And I know that's becoming the trend, right? Like 4 or 5 years ago on social media, it was all about the edited content because it was like new and super cool. And now it's like you look at all of the best performing ad campaigns in the space, right? Everyone knows him, Alex Hormozi. He probably spends the most amount of money on paid ads as probably in the entire online space. Point being, if you look at his ads, they're all like 90% of them are literally him talking to the camera like this with some basic captions, or it's just like him talking on stage with a camera. Like there's no editing, there's just some captions, and it's all authenticity. So I know that's for sure, that's where content's going. And so tying that back into business, like in our clients, that's why we try to make it so much of a point. Like, hey, you can do advertising, you can do marketing, you can do all this stuff, but none of it really matters in your local market if you're not getting in front of the camera, if you're not putting your face out there as a business owner or as someone else who's representing your business. If there's no face of the business in a local area, then simply you're just not going to get as many leads or as many jobs and build as strong of a brand as you could if you were in front of the camera. So with that being said, that's why I'm trying to do a much better job at staying on camera, in front of the camera. So that's it. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.